are ways that you cope?
Just cope with Haven or life or general?
Anything.
Chocolate's always good.
Another thing we've really worked on is not being consumed by the issues. We can discuss them, but we don't have to sit there and discuss them over and over again and kind of beat a dead horse.
It's hard to do because you want to handle it all, and sometimes you think you have the best way down to do it all, and you don't want to listen to other people and how they feel about it.
We have struggles with stress. Not only do we have 3 typical kids that we stress over with school and just all the little things, minutia that goes on in having kids, we have a son who's autistic, who throws a great big wrench into the whole thing. So the stress level for us on a good day is here.
Depending on the level of the special need and all that kind of stuff, it is a consuming thing. The realities of some of the situations are just consuming.
And it's something every day. It's, she probably has 12 different doctors. She has therapist, and she has a heart surgeon, and she has an ortho surgeon, and she has, everybody wants to do surgery somewhere, sometime, all the time, and it's just it's a tough cycle to get through, just the appointments.
I think what gets me the most is the fact that some days when I'm with Caleb, it's so draining that I don't feel like I have anything left in my tank for my other kids.
One of the other things about not holding on to stuff, being consumed by the issues, you got to hear it in 2 different ways. The kind of consuming I'm talking about is the consuming where you can't think about anything else. You are starting to implode because it's building up, and you're just consumed by it. My advice to you is to say, when you've made a decision and you've dealt with something, let it go. You're never going to make the right decision every single time because, number one, we don't know enough information. Most of us never have as much information as we want to make the right decision. We have to make a decision with what we have and the timetable we have, and we make the best one we can. And what I've learned is make it, let it go, because guess what? There are lots of opportunities to make more decisions coming up.
I have to make sure I don't sit down and spend the whole day going through all the evaluations on Haven and start worrying, well, she's not going to be able to do this, or when can she do this? Or spend all my time on Eden, with her cheer and her grades and her activities. You just have to sit there and give everybody a little bit of time.
My stress relief is to run and to work out. And for fun, it's just family things, when you get a date night or you have things like that. Spending time together as a family when things go smoothly is fun.
I really tried to look for blessings along the way. When Micah came home from living in Montana beginning of September, and I was devastated couldn't get up. And it just took all my effort just to get up and to just face each day. It's like I didn't want to go to bed because I didn't want to get up and face the next day. And I started to go, Lord, I'm going to start looking for your blessings. There's an aide that comes to our house. There's a special bus driver. There's a teacher that comes home after school. And I've got all these relationships with people that I would have never met in a million years if for not the need we had with him.
You've probably heard people say before, I wouldn't wish this on anybody, but I wouldn't change it for me. It's really hard for me to put that into words, but our family is blessed by the trauma that Haven experienced in ways that I maybe can't explain.
I know that work's not everything. That's a big one. God blesses us in different ways to slow us down. And not to be afraid of people who are different, who have different needs.
And I started to see things at stores and start judging parents whose kids were going out of control. And now I just say, is there anything I can help you with? So looking for blessings and lessons that I would have never learned any other way.
Haven at Easter Seals, there's a little girl named Jakayla who has severe CP. severe CP, and she is a 6th grader at Man. And everybody was looking at her funny. And yesterday, Eden went and sat down with her. And then all of her friends at that table went and sat with Eden, with Jacayla. Those girls wouldn't spend a moment looking at her. But because Eden was comfortable enough to go sit with her, the entire 7th grade group went and sat with Jacayla. Jacayla can't talk. Her helper can talk, and she can laugh and smile once in a while. Being able to be comfortable around kids who have challenges, making them feel welcome and feel whole and be a part of something bigger, that's the biggest blessing, I guess.
One of the blessings that we look for all the time, we say this to each other all the time, is I look at her and I go, Marisa, I wouldn't want to go through this with anybody else but you. If I'm going to do this, I want to do it with you. I wouldn't choose anybody else because I love you that much, and that's what you mean to me in us going through this together.
There are times when we lift each other up. Sometimes it's harder on, some days are harder on me and some days are harder on Dina. And we just live through the good times and the bad times together. We're a close family. We love each other very much, and we all care for each other, and I just think it brings a closeness to us that we might not have had before.